go. Let's move on. Like PRB is great. Let's move on a little bit, like, because we wanted to talk about it. We only have I think we have like 10-15 minutes left, but let's talk very quickly about I want to get to the Gum Giant issue because it's getting reprinted, but I also want to talk a little bit about, since we're talking about prices and scalping, let's talk about this Dodger game promo. So as you may know, the Dodgers printed a special version of green purple Luffy, right? Very good looking card that they were going to hand out at the gate for people who are going to see this Dodger game on One Piece Day, along with a really cool looking hat, right? Like an LA straw hat. The straw hat, by the way, very well made. Like, it was very cool.
Also, by the way, listen, I think everyone here but Zach went, and we had a great time because Zach was on vacation in Iowa. But it was a great time. Sadly. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, Zach, that sounded like I was like, oh, Zach was gone and we had a fucking blast. Thank God.
Zach left, like, oh, we're gonna have the best time.
We missed you profoundly, dude.
I don't want to. Because I feel like we're gonna get into this and like start shitting on the. I want people to know that like the game was fun. We had a great time.
Once you ignored the scalpers, it was fine.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like it's one of the like even the One Piece Lakers game, right? Like these when you go there and you see a lot of fans, it's a wonderful experience, right? I think what was very frustrating was how craven the scalping got throughout the day, because originally it was like, okay, do you want this promo? Maybe not, right? That was in some gates, right? Then it started to get like really egregious, where I mean, me, Dean, we went to one gate and there was like 7 people just lined up, like fucking like
pounding people.
I don't want to be too dirty, but like it's, you know, like when you go to Vegas and people just like try to hand you flyers for like escorts. It was like that. It was that bad, and it was like they were like but like they were pressuring people, and it was crazy, dude. It was a little bit. It felt a little gross. Especially because not everybody got those promos.
The Japanese stuff. So like, because I talked to about 4 there. So when you went up to the upper levels, there were a lot of Japanese vendors from Japanese card shops. And so I talked to some of them because some of them had signs from shops that I had went to when I was in Japan recently. So I kind of knew people that worked there. And so I went up and I kind of talked to them a little bit. And so most of them had signs that were, hey, they're paying up to $200 to $300 per card, right? And so I was talking to a bunch of them. They said there's probably about 10 to 12 different Japanese stores there that were trying to buy cards. And so they said most of the time they had about $10,000 to $20,000 cash to hand out to make sure they had these cards. And then I talked to a bunch of my friends that I had made in Japan. And so now they're going for, so the US price right now is around $450 to $500. You can find the card around $450 to $500 in the US. In Japan right now, the going price is about $600 to $700.
That's crazy.
US.
Wild.
So like that's where we're at right now with where this card's at. And again, so you had about 12 card shops in like Japanese card shops in the upper levels buying the card for $300. So, and that I don't know how many cards left the country and now are in Japan. From what I saw, it's probably a couple thousand. Now, we know there were they announced there were 40,000 hats. They did not say how many cards there were.
And they did run out of cards first.
Yeah, I talked to people that were coming in that said that they got a hat and no cards. So that means there's less cards than hats. So it's under 40K. And from what I saw people coming in, it looked like it's about 20 to 30K cards.
30K is still a lot. That's what's frustrating to me is like it is a look, 30K is quite a lot, right? And there's 2 aspects to this. There's the aspect of the scalpers, right? But also it is something specific in American culture because there was a lot of people who did not give a fuck about that card. And there were a lot of people who really wanted it because not to scalp it, because they just were a fan of both things. And I remember talking like I wanted to get another card for my girlfriend, right? Because she loves to collect One Piece stuff. And I went up to a couple people and I was trying to ask, you know, hey, like it's the price of your ticket pretty much, right? It's like 100, 150, right? And you had a lot of people who were older. I was like, this is probably like $700, $800, right? Which is the immediate scalping price, which you would get right after something came out, right? It's an egregious, aggressive price. And people were like, well, I can make like everyone became suddenly a market eBay watcher.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes. And I'm not trying to blame them. You're trying to make the money. But it says something about how egregious that culture is, that everybody would catch that bug. The scalpers would have a welcome environment in that arena, the way it took over. Again, we had a great time just chilling, you know, eating Dodger dogs and having a good time and stuff like that. But that did color parts around the event in a way that I feel like, one, is antithetical to the property of One Piece, because that's not what the fucking show is about and the character is about. And two, it just, I don't know, man, it left a weird taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I think it made the One Piece community look pretty bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm lucky that, like, again, my family is Dodger fans, so like I go to Dodger games all the time. So my wife and daughter came with me, so I got 3 cards, right? So I was lucky in that case. But like, the people were like asking my daughter if she wanted to sell her car. Like, you know, it's like,
what?
I mean, Zach, it got bad.
Dude, I saw someone on Facebook the other day posted they were buying this card for like $350, $450 a card, and they had the hat, and they posted how many cards they had. This dude had like 100 Dodger cards laid out on the table.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is wrong? There's so much wrong with this. This isn't okay that people are hoarding this card, trying to drive the price up. And I mean, I get it's GP Luffy. It's one of the best decks. It's Luffy, so it's a great card. It's a cool card. It's Dodgers.
It's also Dodger branded, so
it's Dodger branded. So that also adds to the Japanese thing. The Dodgers are massive in Japan, so that's also adding to like this. Yeah, they're the biggest thing.
Shohei Ohtani, bro.
Yeah, Shohei's on every billboard in Japan. So like you can't. It's adding to that fuel where like it makes sense why all these Japanese vendors wanted to go get this card. So I want to bring this up too, because Real Josh made a video on it, and I do agree with him. So like every hobby kind of has its like signature card, right? And like, or like every card, you know, like for me, I'm a basketball guy, right? So like you're talking about like now 86 Fleer for Jordan. You're talking about maybe like 2003 Topps Chrome for LeBron. Like these are like the flagship cards. When you think of the card, when you think of the game, you think of the card, right? Like Pokemon, you think of base set Charizard, right?
Yes.
Or like Yu-Gi-Oh, you think of like the OG Blue Eyes, right? Like you think of these cards. There's a potential here for this card to be that card for One Piece.
I don't think it's going to be that card.
I agree.
I think it's
there's a potential for it.
But I mean, like all those cards are defined by like memories and impact. This is defined by
and scarcity.
Scarcity and poison. Like I don't like, and again, I don't want to. Like, again, I'm so sorry I'm shitting on this, because again, the problem is it was a community event. It is a community event, and like it's not. We're not trying to shit on people who are trying to like, because that's the way it is. The market is the market is the market. We get that part of card games, right? But there is an egregious kind of thing where it's like, yo, I don't like that vibe of like, fuck everybody, I'm gonna get mine. In these kind of games.
When I'm walking through the crowd singing "We Are" with everyone as the band's playing in the background, and some guy's hounding this 80-year-old woman for her card, like it feels bad, right?
You're singing "We Are." They're singing "You Ain't."
That's you know, like it felt bad, like but yeah, like, and then I get your point of like the thing is that the thing with this card is like the art's pretty, like it's a beautiful looking card.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's unique enough and it's different enough to the rest of the cards where it stands out. And it's attached to an iconic sports franchise that is a huge in Japan. So again, like if it has the elements now, and it's like Dean said, or like I said earlier, we're not getting more of it. 30,000 sounds like a lot, but we're not. There's no more. We're not getting a reprint of this card.
Dude, there's some sneakers that they say 30,000, 40,000, but 5 years down the line end up being like $2,000-$3,000. So that number doesn't scare me at all. Like it could go all the.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's a thing of this card has the chance to be that like signature card for this game, or at least one of them.
The whale card, but I mean, maybe it's one of the whale cards, yeah. But maybe it's a whale. Like I think signature is one thing. Like base set Charizard. Base set Charizard's like has like a lot of emotion involved with it.
Oh,
like,
sure.
With kids
Again,
in the
it's the thing
playground
that you got as a kid and you like freaked out because you pulled it.
Mm-hmm.
But like over time, it became like those emotions and everything became part of that. The thing is, the fervor for this card is something that I haven't seen in this game so far yet. Like there's a fervor.
I saw it with the GP. I think I saw it with the GP Luffy leader. I saw it with. I still feel
same,
like
though. Like
the same. Yeah,
it's not the same. Like this fervor is different.
Yeah, and I think you have to think about whenever like large numbers are spit out for availability of anything, right? Is what's the liquidity of that thing? And not liquidity in like how easily you can go sell it, but when it enters somebody's collection, are they going to give it up?
It stays.
Yeah.
It's gonna stick.
This is a card you get and it's staying in your collection regardless of if you're like, I don't play GP, right? I'm keeping mine. Like this is a card that's gonna stay in collections, and that means once it enters somebody's collection, whether they got it from the game or on the resale market, that's one that's taken off the market.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this has the
like say Gum Gum Giant gets banned, say GP Luffy gets banned, people are gonna sell their alt leader, but they're gonna keep this one.
Yeah.
But what about the people who have 50, 100 of them? That's gonna tank the price
those are
because you're
whales.
gonna have people who try to sell this back because they
I
need
think-
to recoup
I
their
think
money.
the- I think the price-
especially out
The
here.
thing is, Zach, that's fine because again, it's like I said, it's gonna dip and it's gonna stabilize over this next week or so when everything's leaving the market. And people, again, like Gene's saying, once it settles in people's collections, finding it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think if this card was at like $200 or even $250, or even like the price of the normal like alt art Luffy leader, right? I think that's fair. I think it becomes egregious when it is, like it's 50 people who are. Now, this is another comparison I gave. Like the Nintendo Switch 2, for example, that's selling out 100% was predatory, because what you saw with Nintendo Switch 2 prices, around my birthday, I wanted to grab a Switch 2 and I was like, I wonder what the market is like. And I don't want to spend too much. And I just typed in the price of the Switch 2 with tax and how much it would be. I saw somebody selling it for like $20 more and I haggled them down. Like, because all these people bought a Switch 2 because they were like, fuck everybody, I'm gonna hold this, and they couldn't sell it. And like what that did so much damage to like narratives also around the games, right? People being able to like play. And I hate, I've always felt like you should have like the I get the livelihood of trying to like flip things, right? I think there's in some instances it is a reasonable expectation because of things, right? But there are so many predatory people in this. Like, I just like 300 cards, dude, that's so predatory.
Yeah,
that's fucking horrible. And I get, like, great, you're gonna make a lot of money from that, but it's just like, bro, like you're fucking up a community just because you want your personal
the vibe
shit
of the event, because it made it not fun to walk around. Like the first couple hours we were there, when everyone was just kind of having a good time, was fun to hang out because there were cosplayers, people were hanging out, we're having fun, we're singing "We Are" as the band plays, whatever. Like, we're having a good time, we're eating, having a good time, and then towards, I want to say, like, once the game started, once it was like the second or third inning, fucking, you walk around, everyone's scalping. Yeah, everyone's hunting for the card. Everyone's trying to talk prices.
It wasn't even like the Dodgers event either. Like, it wasn't like the Lakers event. The Lakers event, I went to the Lakers game. The Lakers game was such a fucking beautiful moment because it was all these One Piece fans, right? Everybody had their shirt. Like, and those shirts started to go for like $200 after the show. Nobody fucking was. I saw nobody trying to like just push people over to buy shirts for that, even though it was like this limited thing. Right, it was just a lot of people celebrating and having a good time. I mean, I guess it's because of trading cards. The vibe around
it's
trading
the
cards.
card market.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of like, we've all been in this card game.
I'm sorry we're going on so much about this, but I feel like it's an important thing to talk
it's an
about
important
with
topic.
the culture. Yeah, like
I just look at it like the reason I enjoy One Piece card games so much is not just the gameplay, but the cards are beautiful in that the foiling and the texturing is really like enigmatic, right? And this card doesn't, it's not texturized at all, and it just has like the normal silver foiling that you would find on like regionals promos, right? So for me, I wasn't that excited about this card, but I think we have to look at it not from the perspective of like people who were One Piece players, or just like been in this card game space forever, but like your run-of-the-mill characterized card collector, not card game player, but card collector, right? Art rares in Pokemon go crazy, even though those are like the most basic printer foiling, because it's more about what it represents, right? In the card game space, it's Pokemon, right? So I think from that perspective, this has the potential to be like the next like Moonbryon or some sort, right? I definitely agree with Chris.
I mean, I guess
the thing that I want to bring up too, Zach, just really quick, is like, all these Japanese card shops have all of these stock and like whatever. I just checked a couple of their Twitter accounts. They are stopping orders on them because they're running out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I hope it goes down, man. I hope there's at least like a small amount of time where people could, like, if you really fall in love with like this property and this thing, you can buy something for like $200-$300.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
there's too many other cards though to buy for that though. I don't think this is the card to do that with.
This isn't the
card. If this card does get stupidly expensive, you're just gonna see people fall out of touch with it. Or if GP Luffy ever gets banned, this card I think will immediately
the thing is
tank.
with this card now, it's the same thing of like when I said signature card. This is going to be, if you're a new player or if you're someone that didn't go to that game, again, we're all lucky that we live in LA, so it's very easy for us to go down.
It's like Yeezys.
Like,
it's like the status of having it.
Yeah, like this is going to be a lot of people's chase. This is going to be a lot of people's like, hey, my career goal for One Piece card game is to eventually have this card in my collection.
But I think for the people that just want it in their collection and they're not players like us, and this is a good segue into the next section.
Bandai has the opportunity to do the funniest thing with PRBO3. They have such an opportunity.
Reprint every promo card.
Reprint Dodgers Luffy.
Reprint Dodgers Luffy, and then just make another one with Lakers. Just
they
to be
did
like
something with that because I was talking to Chris because we've been playtesting the new BY Luffy deck, right? And I've been using the One Piece Day promos from Japan, which we didn't get. It's the Egghead Luffy
with the swirly background.
Yeah, with
so
the swirly, which is amazing.
God.
When that came out, because that was One Piece Day's like first interface with the card game, it was incredibly expensive. It came out with that promo and the auto Don and then an additional Don all together, and it was incredibly expensive. It got scalped to hell, and it was honestly really reminiscent of the situation that's going on with the Dodger Luffy right now. What they ended up doing was just reprinting it in a premium Bandai product. It tanked the price so bad. This Luffy was like $150. It is now $7. So Bandai has the opportunity to do that, and it's not like it wouldn't, like they haven't done it before, right? I think
the difference is that the Dodgers are attached.
Yeah, it makes it difficult because you have another
can't do it on their own,
right? Yeah. So
okay, so have another Dodgers event where you give out the same card again.
They
30 to 40,000.
I don't think you're familiar with sports teams. They're not the most charitable.
No,
ask the Angels how their organization.
Yeah, I think the thing that you're going to run into is like, then if they do another Dodgers night, they're just going to do another Dodgers card.
Yeah,
they'd want a whole new Dodger card.
That could dilute the market too. I mean, we saw that with the PSA cards that they've been doing. Like we had Luffy at first, which was really expensive to start, right? But as more came out, there was Boa, and now we're getting Shanks pretty soon. I think this month actually. It's diluted the price. I remember. Yeah, I remember
I think the issue is like the Luffy it's Luffy.
Yeah,
it's main character energy. Plus, it's like the most playable of the three. At least in the current state of the game.
It has a ton of utility.
Well, now we're getting into what Zach said. Like, what if we get another Luffy next year? Because HoloLive was 3 days after that Luffy event, right? And that's the second time they've done it. The first time the cards are really expensive, and this time they're much less expensive. Yeah. So I think, what if we just had another Dodgers night next year, and it's another Luffy?
Yeah, the thing is, if it's the same card, then you're just putting 20,000, 30,000 more into the market, which I don't know if it's going to move that heavy. And then on top of that, if it's a different card, now it's just a different card. Like that first one is still valuable. You know, that first one just still holds its value. because it's the first one.
Yeah, I think if they did like a different leader, I mean, what Zach was saying was like if Giant gets banned and the deck is severely like, diluted in the format, then we should see an adjustment, right? And what I was saying, and I think Chris, you were saying this too, is like the adjustment isn't players. Maybe some players might sell off their leader because they were just using it to play, but it's the ones that are just sitting in collections. And I'm saying, if we were to just make another Dodgers Luffy card, not the same art and not the same card, but GP Luffy isn't in the format anymore. Yeah. I think we could see, a major adjustment as well. So that's an idea to Bandai.